Our PBA bowlers are going for a $40,000 first place prize and a tour exemption for the 05-06 season. Doug Kent getting set to take on Lonnie Waliczek. They played in Toledo 2002. As Doug and Lonnie get ready, we learn more about Lonnie in this week's Miller Six Pack with Randy Peterson.
What's the one thing you do that takes your mind completely off of bowling?
I go work out. That's what I love to do. It's a total and complete release for me.
When was the last time something gave you the chills?
Watching Tom Baker raise his arms when he won the World Championship.
That was incredible, wasn't it, to watch that?
It was a great moment. In my bowling career, I want to feel like I think Tom Baker felt in that moment one time.
What is the greatest sports moment you've ever seen?
The thing that stands out in my head as the greatest sports moment for me was watching the 1980 U.S. hockey team. Even as a kid, I remember people being over to watch that thing, and the whole atmosphere of our house was electric, and I will never ever forget that moment.
To you, what is the sweetest sound in the world?
Oh, the sweetest sound in the world is calling home when I'm on the road, and if my daughter picks up the phone and answers and says hello, that's the sweetest sound in the world.
What is your all-time favorite line from a movie?
This isn't Russia. Is this Russia? Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Yeah, Caddyshack, Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, was there anybody that you idolized or that you wanted to be?
Oh my God, yeah. As far as this sport goes, some of these guys that are still playing out here right now. I mean, the Pete Webbers and the Amleto Monticellis and Brian Bosses. Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to be a professional bowler since I was 5 years old. So to be out here now and to get to compete with them on a daily or weekly basis is still an honor for me.
On the road with the PBA Tour. Next week, as we mentioned, bowlersparadise.com opens suburban St. Louis. Be sure to log on to PBA.com, folks. You can sign up for one of two sites for the Pro-Ams on Saturday to bowl with the world's best. That is a lot of fun. Great experience. After that, Wichita, Kansas, Thanksgiving weekend. So after you get your turkey on Thursday, be sure to tune in to us at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Those are the Pro-Am sites. There are 3 different for the Wichita event Saturday, November 27th. For more, log on to PBA.com. You can sign up right online. Semifinal number 2 to see who takes on Walter Ray Williams Jr. Doug Kent, Lonnie Waliczek. Kent tells us it's been a long time since he's had this chance. A year and a half since he's been on TV and won. Lonnie Waliczek bids for his 3rd career title when we return to suburban Cleveland, Ohio. Just once these two bowlers have gone head-to-head on TV. It was won by Doug Kent, Toledo 2002 World Championships. Here it's the PBA Uniroyal Tire Classic Freeway Lanes outside Cleveland. And our Randy Peterson is joined by these two semifinalists.
Thanks, Dave. Doug Kent, 6 career titles and also maybe some Masters. But you haven't made a show in 2 years. What was the difference this week?
Well, I think 3 things, Randy. Focus, grip change, and ebonite balls just keep getting better and better.
Now, how are you going to attack the lanes? I know you're very versatile. You can hook it, you can go straight. Are you going to take a page out of Walter Ray's book? He only shot 268. You're going to try to hook it or go straight?
Oh, this pattern dominantly plays up the lane, and Walter made it look real good. That's what we've done all week. It looks like a good route to go.
All right, thanks, Doug. Good luck. Lonnie Waliczek, on the other hand, you made 4 TV finals. It's sweating a little, huh? It's hot out here.
It's hot under these lights.
4 TV finals for you last year, but you told me last night that the only reason why you're here is because of your wife, Amy. Tell us about it.
It's absolutely true. After the first 2 weeks, I wasn't feeling so good about my game, and I was putting off a little bit of a negative vibe, and she kind of set me straight, and in a good way. But basically, from that point on, it was like, you know what? I don't have the right to do this. You know, there's too much at stake. So it's been good ever since.
And I'll ask you the same question I asked Doug. Lane play today?
I don't know. I wanted to play him straight, but I'm throwing some practice balls. They're starting to hook a little bit early, so I may have to move just a little bit off of that really straight line.
Okay, thanks, Lonnie. Good luck. Dave Ryan, the winner of this match, will have to face 39-time titleist Walter Ray Williams Jr. to win the Uniroyal Tire Classic.
Tim Jamison with us, Uniroyal brand manager. Nice to see Tim and his staff here with us in suburban Cleveland, Ohio. And we will closely track Lonnie and Doug Kent, their path to the pocket, what approach they take here. New look for Doug Kent with a goatee as well.
You think?
Ten-pin.
Dougie Fresh. Taking the direct route. And the difference between what you saw with Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Doug Kent, as you see, he does not miss spares, is that Walter Ray, his rotation is a little more end over end. So his hand's more up the back of the ball. You'll see Doug with a little bit more of a side rotation or side motion at release.
No shows last season, but still had a solid year. Takes care of his mark. 11th place finish in the points race a year ago with a 217.16 average. Doug earned 51,000 plus on tour, but he'd be the first to tell you it was a disappointment not to be on TV and not to win. Birthday for Lonnie Waliczek yesterday. Belated happy B-Day to you. Good start. Leading us to the Baby Ruth Real Deal matchup.
Take a look at this. Lonnie Waliczek strikes almost 70% of the time. That's every 7 times he steps on the approach, every 7 out of 10 times, I should say. This guy's throwing strikes. And obviously worked well this week, 16-5 in match play. Started 0-2 against Dave Traber and came back and won the last 4 games.
4-pin for him there. Had a 239 average with Lonnie Waliczek in his match play efforts.
You see Lonnie's trying to go straight as well. We've seen Lonnie this week loop it and go straight like he's going there. But even though he's going straight like Walter and Doug Kent, he's still a little bit further left on the approach and on the lane.
Look out. He misses the 4-pin in an early open for Lonnie Waliczek. As we saw with Jason Hurd, having early open frames against hot bowlers is very tough to absorb.
Well, obviously he's going to be disgusted with that, but he's got to shake that off, put it behind him, move on. Remember, he talked about it in his interview with the attitude adjustment. Just put it behind him, start striking.
Back to Doug Kent. That's through the nose. Double wood for Doug. Not a shot you see very often. Lonnie Waliczek, we know, works very closely with a sports psychologist, and he is digging deep for focus now, Randy. We know that.
Right, and you know what's going to help him is the fact that Doug Kent didn't strike in the second frame. Unlike in the match with Jason Hurd and Walter Ray jumped all over the open frame from Jason Hurd. Right now, Doug Kent's still trying to find the pocket on the right lane.
3-9 takes care of both for his mark. Doug Kent's trip to the show. 227.81 average, 16-5 match play record. Brian Smith went down at 4 games in the round of 8 on Friday. Got by another Wichita State Wheat Shocker and Rick Steele-Smith in the round of 32 in 6 games. And that former Wichita star is trying to focus. Perfect shot. Doug Kent coming to us from Newark, New York. In the upstate New York area. Close to Rochester.
When this 15-pounder goes through the pins this hard, nothing's going to stand up. That ball almost ended up in the 7-pin spot. Now, This is a key shot, in my opinion, for Lonnie Waliczek to see how he comes back from that open frame.
Not flush in the pocket for sure. Leaves the 10-pin.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad a shot. It drifted a little bit high, but it got off his hand real well. Watch the eyes as he keeps his head nice and steady, eyes focused on the target. Ball drifts a little bit high. He'll make an adjustment off that, but the key is that he threw the ball well.
Takes care of the 10-pin. Thanks to his wife, Amy, so instrumental in getting him back on track mentally. He said, hey, if she hadn't told me those things, I never would have made it out of the first round this week.
Well, you know, like I said before about the Dave Traber match, the last person you want to ball on the cheetah pattern is Dave Traber. And then to fall 0-2 right out of the gates, you know, it was looking pretty bleak, but Lonnie hung in there, kept himself mentally focused, and won the match. And I'll tell you right now, he's fine. That missed spare, and he almost missed the 10-pin. It was close, but he's fine. He's put it behind him. He made a good shot there. He's smiling now. And if he is nervous inside, you can't see it. He hides it well.
Doug Kent has a big crowd watching today. Doug Kent's Rose Bowl lanes in Newark, New York. Right now working on a strike, a 10-pin lead. Mega 20. 2 straight strikes. Tonight, ESPN, another bitter division rivalry game. Willis McGahee leads the Bills into Gillette Stadium for a meeting with Tom Brady and the defending Super Bowl champs. Bills Pats also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or the Dish Network today. Pats have some injury troubles in the secondary. First time these two teams met, 31-17 Patriot win.
And I'll tell you, one huge Bill fans is trying to throw his first 3-bagger of the match, and that's Doug Kent.
He wants to see Drew Bledsoe not get sacked 7 times tonight. Yes, as he was in the first Patriots matchup. And a good ball from Doug Kent again.
Speaking of sacked, Doug Kent just sacked the 1-3 pocket. Watch this ball get out. The 2-3 board comes back, shreds the rack. 3-bagger for Doug Kent.
Working on a strike, Lonnie down 30 pins. Chance to reduce the deficit to 20. Former 2-time All-American at Wichita State. Flirting with the edge of the channel there. But it hustles back to the pocket.
Watch how far right this ball gets. Ooh. That's the one board. That is the one board.
All of it too, Randy, wasn't it?
Yeah, all of it.
Lonnie coming off a very good season last year. Did make 4 TV shows, a career best, but when he got to TV, unfortunately, a little bit like that open frame we saw today, had some troubles. Couldn't finish matches. And leave the mental focus again today. There we go.
Wow. All I can say is wow. Big shot.
Lonnie Waliczek, Doug Kent trying to make some history here in suburban Cleveland. One of the all-time greats, Norm Duke, did that. The 1983 Cleveland Open saw young Norm Duke bowling in his first ever TV finals. He refused to be intimidated as he dispatched 2 PBA Hall of Famers, Earl Anthony in match 1 and Steve Cook in match 2. After beating John Wilcox, Norm Duke rolled over Tom Milton in the final, averaging 241 in 4 matches, en route to his first career title. At 18 years old, he became the youngest ever to win a PBA event, a record that still stands to this day. It's brought to you by Geico. You too could save 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO. By Uniroyal Tires, the official tire of the PBA Tour. Uniroyal Tires, trusted by American families since 1892. And by Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. What's your size? Lake Erie, downtown Cleveland, just 15 minutes from where we are right now, Wickliffe, Ohio. We welcome you back to Freeway Lanes before Doug Kent and Lonnie Waliczek continue their battle for the semifinal to see who takes on Walter Ray Williams in the final match. Randy explains why Kent is never in a rush on the lanes in this week's Dexter Approach.
Doug Kent with a deliberate 5-step approach. His footwork is slow because he has late timing. Notice where the ball is in relationship to that step. That's in the 3rd step. A step late for most. But what he does as well as anybody is he waits for the ball in the downswing. He lets gravity help the ball to free fall from the top of the swing. This takes great discipline, but also creates a magnificent release.
That's this week's Dexter Approach with Doug Kent. A lot of big events in the offseason for bowlers on our PBA Tour. Doug married his longtime girlfriend, Chrissy, July 10th. Good start off the break for Doug Kent.
There's Chrissy.
For Chrissy, who's pregnant, we understand. Both Doug and Chris, that's great. Due in May.
May 25th.
Wow.
Congrats.
We assume a future bowler with all the bowling connections that family has.
He's got a good start. He's got a center he can go practice at. He or she can go practice at any time. And there's Doug's mom and dad. Working on a 4-bagger. 6 frame.
With Mike and Nancy, his parents watching. Doug is in the pocket again. As you see, bottom of the screen, other finishers. Starting this year, we're in the exempt field of 64, so it's round of 64 play. No more 9-game qualifying blocks. The way the bowlers used to have the 2 blocks getting into match play. Going right to match play now. See Tom Baker there, who won the World Championship, the long exemption last year. Some big name. They've not seen Chris Barnes in a show yet.
That's early. You'll see him, trust me. Lonnie going for an adjustment. Tape. But this won't be a shot clock violation. Anytime you change tape or adjust a grip, you get kind of like a timeout. And then they reset the shot clock once he's ready.
Clear showed you sequence. And Lonnie down the lane, 60 feet to success for him.
Yeah, it never ceases to amaze me, the talent of the guys out on the tour under the type of pressure that they face week in and week out, and playing that type of angle that close to the edge to where, you know, one false move or the ball coming off your hand incorrectly, it goes right into the gutter and you get 0. Now, Lonnie Waliczek can cut this to a 10-pin match with a strike right here.
Boy, that was really high. You could tell on one knee how perplexed he was at the ball reaction. And this is 13th career television appearance.
This ball is going to grab the lane way too early. Either it's too slow off his hand or it just got into the dry too quick. He had no chance to hold pocket, cut through, leaving the 3-6-9-10.
Let's pick them all up here. Multi-pin numbers. Not great. 10-pin stands.
All on it.
And that hurts.
And 2 missed spares for Lonnie is going to be his undoing if Doug Kent continues on this path. Again, we've talked about this spare before, the 3-6-9-10, the hardest non-split to make out on the PBA Tour. Lonnie decided to take his spare ball and throw it straight and hard at it.
Back to the focus.
He needs some help from Doug Kent,
who's up 36 pins, Randy. 46-pin lead with another strike.
Perfect, baby. Yes,
there it is. Yes. Shreds the round. Kent red hot. Frames 3 through 8 he has struck. Trying to close out this win. on non-exempt qualifiers, how they qualified and how they finished, led by Dale Traber, number 17. The top amateur we talked about, Liz Johnson, first ever woman to make match play at a national PBA event, but she did so well, too, in qualifying.
Yeah, and keep in mind, she qualified 4th.
Yeah. Just a touch high for Kent there, 9-pin.
Oh, see that jump. Oh.
Yeah, when you talk about friction, you can see what happens when the ball goes through the pins. Watch this. This ball is going to carve so hard. This is a 15-pounder. It goes right by the 9-pin.
Breaks a 6-strike streak for Doug Kent.
6-strike streak. Try saying that 3 times real fast.
It's a miracle I got through it once. I'm not trying it again. Nine pin. $45-pin deficit now for Lonnie. He's not been on TV since, unfortunately for him, one of the 2 TV collapses he had last year in Medford. Where, as it leaves a 4-pin, he had Pete Weber beaten and then had some trouble late. And of course, Seattle last year. The match is officially over now. Lonnie has lost it in the semis, where he left that open frame against Walter Ray to begin the second half of our season a year ago. So Lonnie Waliczek will go down to Doug Kent. Doug will take on Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the finals. They have matched up 6 times on TV in the past, 3-3. Is the record for Doug Kent against the legendary Walter Ray Williams Jr. with a 230 average. So someone has got to take the advantage in that head-to-head series. Someone will take home the $40,000 prize and the automatic exemption.
We are fast tracking to the end of this match. Doug Kent will now throw or finish the 10th frame. Maybe try a different ball or a different line just to make sure that he has what he feels is a pretty good route to the pocket when he takes on Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Doug Kent talked to us, Randy, about focus. Not concentrating so much on his opponent, but on what he was doing much more this year. And evidently that has helped, at least in today's match.
You know, Doug Kent almost didn't come out this year. When he finished 10th in Japan early in the summer, or late summer, I should say, he got knocked out of the TV show there in the last game, and he was all but done.
This breaks a 34-match streak without being on TV, 34 events in a row. So Doug Kent takes out Lonnie Waliczek 247 to 198. He'll take on Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the final.
Might not be enough for the title
We've got some outlandish skills coming in the Miller High Life Skills Challenge.
To win this game.
Coming up, a brand new feature to our PBA broadcast, the Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge. Can Jason Couch make this wacky strike?
I got skills. I don't know if I brought them today.